Hey, and welcome to new video from Psychology Unlock YouTube channel. Have you ever tried to forget someone, but found it almost impossible? Those emotions that won't let go. It's tough, right? There's a way out, even when it feels impossible. All good things come to an end. Even if the going was good, some relationships could come to an end. One can prepare mentally for the impending end of a relationship, yet it can be tough to prepare emotionally and psychologically. It is important to know the solution of how to forget someone. When you don't know how to forget the person you love deeply, you may suffer from broken heart syndrome. 1. Accept the situation. The first step in how to forget about someone is to simply accept what has happened. As much as you may want to dwell on the fact that things didn't work out, if you want to forget someone, you must accept reality. The two of you didn't work out, and the relationship isn't meant to be. Accepting this helps you to erase your hopes and dreams from your mind, eventually allowing you to forget someone and be happy. 2. Make a promise to move on. Once you have accepted the situation, make a promise to yourself that no matter how painful it is, you will detach yourself from the past and move on in life. Be aware that it might be challenging and heartbreaking, but be prepared to do everything to leave it all behind and start afresh. 3. Get out and enjoy life. When you are suffering from heartbreak, you may be tempted to spend your time at home alone, mourning the loss of the relationship and thinking about all that went wrong. But this doesn't allow you to move on and forget someone you once loved. Instead of spending your time at home grieving, get out and do things you enjoy. 4. Don't beat yourself up over the past, replaying old scenarios from your relationship and thinking about what you could have done differently to save your love won't allow you to move on and forget them. Stop beating yourself up and wondering if you could have tried harder to make them happy. It is easy to get stuck in this place, which is not helpful when you're trying to forget someone. 5. Devote time to your own goals. To shift your attention away from the former relationship, spend some time working on yourself. Focus on a goal you want to achieve or something new you want to try, and put your time and energy into this instead of thinking about them. 6. Stay away from things that remind you of the person you might be tempted to drive by their house, or even visit old places you used to enjoy going together. Avoid this. It only makes it harder to forget about them. You may have to avoid watching certain shows if they remind you of your lost love, or avoid spending time with certain people if they are friends that you have in common. Don't go to old hangout spots hoping to run into your former significant other. Instead, try out a coffee shop or grocery store on the other side of town. It is impossible to forget someone and be happy if you run into each other in public. 7. Do not try to get in touch with your ex. This is a cardinal rule from the book on how to forget your lover. There is nothing more left to speak, solve, or suggest. What's done is done. Do not try to keep track of how they are doing through social media, or try to be in touch with them in any way. 8. Remember that you deserve love. Remember, there is a difference between someone loving you and someone being nice to you. Just because they reply to your texts, it does not mean they love you back. They're just feeding upon your loneliness. If they love you, they will show it more explicitly, and you will feel it more deeply. If both are missing, then it is time to break the bond and stop waiting for it. Remember, you deserve someone who truly loves you. 9. Resist the urge to contact your former partner. The best way to forget someone is to cut off all contact. You may be tempted to check in and see how they are doing, but just one message, phone call, or email can send you back to thinking about the good times and longing for the relationship to be what it once was. Erase the person from your phone and email contacts so you are not tempted to dial them up or shoot them a quick message. This may require you to also remove them from social media accounts such as Facebook, Twitter, or Snapchat. If you find that you cannot resist the urge to contact them, it may be best to block their phone number or send emails from them to your spam folder, so you truly do not have a way to get in touch. 10th, start travel. You know that trip you have been postponing? Now is the time to take it. Use up your vacation time and take a break to travel and see a new part of the world. Having some time away from home in a different setting will give you a fresh perspective and may even give you time to process the breakup and begin to look at some of the flaws you turned a blind eye toward during the relationship. 11. Allow yourself to rest. Many of the tips for how to forget someone involve taking action, such as setting goals, trying new activities, or changing up your habits. While these strategies are important, sometimes you need to allow yourself to just rest. Doing the work of forgetting someone is no small task. Allow yourself time to take a break and perhaps reflect upon the progress you have made. During this time, you might set aside space to think about what was wrong with the relationship. During moments of rest, you might even realize that the relationship was not the best for you after all. Maybe during your initial heartbreak, you glamorized the relationship when there were problems in reality, and forgetting them and being happy is the best choice. 12. Spend time with people who lift your spirits. Even when you are at your lowest, you most likely have a supportive network of friends or family you can turn to for encouragement. Spend time with these people, whether it's going out to dinner or sitting down to chat. Surely they will remind you of the things you have to be grateful for in life and will take your mind off of your former relationship. 13. Practice forgiveness. It can be difficult to forget someone and be happy when you are still angry about things they did or things that went wrong. Part of how to forget someone is to stop dwelling over your anger and practice forgiveness. Maybe you can write it down in your journal, but whatever you decide to do, give yourself the gift of letting your anger go, so it no longer consumes you. It is hard to forget someone if you are still holding on to anger. Ultimately, choosing forgiveness frees you as well. 14. Pray or ask for peace. If you feel compelled, it may be helpful to pray for peace to help you forget them and move on. If you are not a religious person, you may simply engage in a spiritual activity like meditation with the goal of seeking inner peace. 15. Change your approach. You might feel low and negative about things not working out. Instead, try to look at the brighter side of it. There may be some flaws in that person that annoyed you. Be happy that you are free from it. Reflect on all that you can be grateful for. 16. Avoid the blame game. Many things can go wrong between two people, and the blame should not fall on only one person. There is no point in trying to hate the person you once loved. Instead, think of it as an old movie that met its predetermined end. You enjoyed it while it lasted, and now it's time to watch something new. 17. Welcome new people in your life. You may or may not be a social person, but you can always try talking to new people. If you are not comfortable talking to strangers, try to explore social groups, such as a book club or movie club, where you could meet like-minded people. It does not have to be a romantic liaison. Just strike a harmless conversation with someone you think you might connect with as a friend. 18. Be grateful instead of brooding over what you lost in life. Look at what you have with you. Be grateful for the life you have, and be happy and thankful for the good people in your life who are always there for you. Try to be there for someone who needs you. 19. Have faith in the universe's plan for you. Remember, it is the universe's way of pushing you away from something that is not suitable for you. Today, this might not make sense, but in the future, when you are settled and happy, you will be grateful that it did not work out with that person. Try on the mantra, this or something even better. 20. Look for love. When you think you are finally over the past, the best thing to do next is to look for love. Life is too short to lament a failed relationship. Instead, look in a different direction and set out on a new path of love. You never know, this path might offer the kind of love and affection you needed but never received before. To forget someone you love is not easy, especially if you were together for a long time and imagined spending your life with them. Perhaps you had planned a future with this person, and the loss of the relationship not only comes as a shock, but also requires you to recreate the plan you had in mind for your life. It is natural to experience some grief, sadness, and strong emotions when this happens, but there are ways to forget someone and be happy. Some of the strategies of how to forget someone may come naturally, whereas others may take more work. In addition, what works for one person may not work for you. You may also find that some strategies here are helpful, whereas others are not. In the end, taking time to focus on yourself, creating new memories, spending time with friends and others who uplift you, and changing your lifestyle are all things to do to forget someone you love. Over time, you are likely to find you have created a better life than the one you once imagined with your ex. With this new life in place, trying to forget someone becomes easier.